You've joined me on another episode of the Curtis Zone, and I do nothing but thank you. I, of course, am your humble and handsome host, Dylan J. Curtis, and today we're doing another remake. We're doing a history of Ben 10. Ben 10 is one of those shows that my big brother and I watched together. Not only watched it, we bought all the toys that went along with it. But y'all know I'm not going to give you guys any episode until I give you a little bit of news. And here's something that's pretty cool. Hashtag Restore the Snyderverse has gone full swing, and it is in fact going so strong that Gal Gadot has returned to the DCU. Now, nothing else is set in stone about future characters, movies, or anything else, but it is looking like we're all going to get back our Snyderverse. But hey, if you guys want the Snyderverse back, remember to hashtag Restore the Snyderverse on social media, on YouTube, on anything, so that we can get back our Justice League. Alright? Another piece of news from the world of DC is the fact that Stephen Amell will be returning to reprise his role as Arrow in the final season of The Flash. Him and a lot of other Arrowverse characters will be returning. This will include Batwoman and possibly Black Lightning and the Atom. Now, no one is saying that everyone is going to be moving over to the DCU. Nothing is set in stone yet, but it's looking like everything is looking... It's looking like it's going to be pretty fun final season of The Flash before the Flash movie comes out, which is supposed to star Ezra Miller. Yes, Ezra Miller is returning, alright? Even with all of his legal troubles, he's returning. From the world of the MCU, Daredevil Born Again has announced that it will be the longest running season in Disney Plus history. It's supposed to run exactly 12 episodes before the second season. Also, Jessica Jones will be returning to the MCU. I know I paused there because I paused for dramatic effect. Also, the MCU is currently in talks with Finn Jones and Mike Coulter for them to return for the Heroes for Hire series that they plan to have. Nothing is set in stone, but it is looking like Finn Jones will be returning for the sequel to Shang-Chi to reprise his role as Iron Fist. Now, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I hope that they say yes. The final piece of news I'm going to give to you guys from the world of movies itself is the fact that the second trailer for Knights of the Zodiac and Transformers Rise of the Beast will be dropping next month, alright? I'm going to be honest with you, I saw the trailer for Knights of the Zodiac, it looked pretty dope, alright? That and Transformers, it looked pretty dope. Now, let's get into today's episode. Let's get into a history of Ben 10. And remember, hit the like and subscribe button. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you just want to make a request for an episode, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. The original Ben 10 series will have its television debut in December of 2005 and have its final episode in April 2008. It lasted 4 seasons. This is before it moved on to become Ben 10 Ultimate Alien in April of 2008 to March 2010. It will then be revamped again into Ben 10 Ultimate Alien from April 2010 to March 2012 before it was revamped one more time into Ben 10 Omniverse, which was a new version of Ben 10, but still equally as good. It was brought to us by Man of Action Studios in collaboration with the late Dwayne McDuffie, and it premiered on the Cartoon Network, at first on their Saturday morning lineup. Now, Ben 10, Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Omniverse, and Ben 10 Ultimate Alien were all created by Man of Action, who also created Generator Rex, which is why they both crossed over. It was pretty fun, guys. Now, enough with the non-fiction origin. Let's get into the fictional origin, shall we? And remember, like and subscribe. Years ago, an alien known as Azimuth invented a device known as the Omnitrix, and he encoded on it the DNA of over 1 million different alien species. All except Earth, that is. But another evil alien known as Vilgax wanted it so that he could take over the universe with the power that it holds. Now you see, Azimuth created the Omnitrix as a way to understand extraterrestrial life forms, but he didn't use the Earthlings because he thought that that the human race they were just beyond anything. So, Azimuth created the Omnitrix and he encoded over 1 million different alien species onto it. This leads us to meet Ben Tennyson, a 10-year-old kid who's currently in school, and he goes on the summer vacation with his cousin Gwen and his grandfather Max. Now, here's the first thing you need to know about Max Tennyson. While on the first night of the camping trip, the Omnitrix attaches itself to Ben 10's hand, and he turns into his first alien, Heat Blast. Even though he started a forest fire, he did a great job. The reason why it was sent to Earth is because an alien named Xylene, who happened to be Grandpa Max's old girlfriend, sent it to Earth for safekeeping away from Vilgax, but it managed to find its way onto Ben Tennyson's wrist. Well, all things work out. Now that we've talked about the origin, let's talk about important moments within the series. Now, there's only 3 important moments that you need to know. The first important moment is when we meet Vilgax. Vilgax is an extraterrestrial bent on using the Omnitrix to destroy all of the universe and conquer it. Why? Because he's an alien and he's evil and he is determined, okay? He's also a pretty cool villain. He's like, if I made a top 10 on my favorite villains in animation, he'd be on it. He wouldn't be number 1, but he'd definitely be in it. The second important moment that you need to know is when we meet Kevin Levin. All right, here's the thing about Kevin Levin. First of all, his middle name is Ethan. And his last name is Levin. So, get it? Kevin E. Levin? Get it? Yeah, you get it. You get it. All right. Now, Kevin, at first he had the ability to absorb energy from anyone, which meant that he could absorb energy from the Omnitrix itself and become all of the aliens mashed together. All the aliens from the Omnitrix mashed together into one body. But then in Ben 10 Alien Force, it changed. You see, he had the ability to absorb the molecular structure of any solid object, basically copying it. Also, he dates Gwen. The final important moment that you need to know is from Ben 10 Alien Force. See, throughout the first season of Ben 10 Alien Force, they were going up against the DNA aliens and the High Breed. Now, the High Breed, they were attacking all of the universe, not because of their supposed superiority, like they would lead you to believe, but because they were dying out. It led to inbreeding and this whole thing, you gotta watch it. So, here's what Ben does. While a jump gate was open and they were attacking and invading the entire universe, Ben basically combines them with the DNA from all 1 million species from the entire Omnitrix. This saved them. This saved their lives, and it was pretty cool. To really understand it, you gotta watch it. My 5th favorite moment is the episode when we meet Zambozo the Clown. Zambozo has the ability to take the positive energy from people and store it in himself to make himself stronger. Ben was afraid of Zambozo, but he managed to overcome his fear and defeat him well enough to bring back his cousin Gwen Tennyson. Now, my 4th favorite episode is known as Paradox. Alright, in this episode we meet Professor Paradox, who is a time-traveling superhero. How does he time travel? He doesn't use a time machine, he has a map in his head. He knows all the shortcuts throughout time. And he uses this power to help Ben, not only in this episode, but in the final episode of Season 1 of Ben 10 Alien Force as well. It's a pretty fun episode, guys. My 3rd favorite episode is known as My Big Fat Alien Wedding. In this episode, there's a very Romeo and Juliet thing going. An alien is marrying a plumber, but the family don't necessarily like it, and so they try to stop it, but Ben and Gwen and Max tend to help out and save the day. Second favorite episode is known as Benighted. A dragon has escaped from the Forever Knight's castle, and they have tasked Ben Tennyson with catching it. However, Ben finds out that this dragon is a map maker from an alien world, and he decides to help him escape. And, well, watch the episode. It's a little fun. My number 1 favorite episode is the season finale of the first season of Ben 10, known as War. Now, in this episode, Ben 10 is going to war. Ben 10 and his team are going to war with the DNA aliens and the High Breeds. It was pretty cool. It was pretty awesome. He invited Azimuth, Paradox, his girlfriend, Coop. It was a whole lot of awesomeness, guys. I recommend it because it was fun. It was exciting. It was a 2-parter, so, don't look out for that. Now let's talk powers and abilities. Ben 10 wields the Omnitrix. The Omnitrix contains the DNA of over 1 million different alien species. Let's talk about some of those aliens, shall we? So the most notable of all of his transformations are Heat Blast, which is a fire creature. Then you have Diamondback, who is basically a living diamond or a living blade, if you will. Then you have Accelerate, who has supersonic speed, but he needs to wear the speed visor. Then you have Forearms, who has super strength and can lift up to 5 tons. You have Ripjaws, who is a sea creature of some kind. Then you have Upgrade, who, if you've watched Generator Rex, has the ability to upgrade any technology. There's Cannonbolt, who can roll into a ball. And from Ben 10 Alien Force, you have Swamp Fire, which is basically a swamp that can shoot fire. Chromastone, who is an energy absorption and redirection abilities. Jet Ray, which is an alien that can fly at supersonic speed and shoot lasers. There's Humongousaur, who can alter his size and is basically a giant dinosaur. Brainstorm, which is an electromagnetic crab. And finally, there's Echo, who can multiply himself and has sonic abilities. Thank you once again for joining me on an episode of the Curtis Zone. Remember, like and subscribe for more content from the Curtis Zone. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you just want to make a request for a history of episode, leave it in the comment section below. Next time you see me, I might give you a history of which, or I might just give you a top 10 or another How Powerful Would Someone Be episode. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But hey, all things are possible. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you later.